Hey, it's Brian Newman with the Spotlighted Business Owner Show, and today we're thrilled to have Diana Turner. Hi, Diana. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Brian?
Really good. God, I'm so thrilled to have you on here. I've gotten to know you a little bit on Facebook, but never in person. So, I know you're with Morrison Financials, and you're not only an investment advisor, but you're an insurance agent, and what was the other one?
Fiduciary?
Fiduciary, yeah. So you offer quite a lot to individuals. But before we get into it, can you tell people a little bit, how did you get started?
How did I get started? Well, we're going to have to go back in time a little bit. So I'm going to kind of start with my dad. My dad was a huge corporate guy, director of finance, made lots of money, was with the company for 20 years and over 20 years actually. Found out he had stage 4 cancer. Went to his boss, and now these people were so close to us, we called them aunts and uncles, like they were, coming over for barbecues, kind of a thing, right?
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, so my dad was joking. He said, I'll finally be able to use that medical insurance I've been paying on all these years, because he was always healthy. So
Uh-huh.
his boss said, why don't you train somebody so that way someone's there for the year interim? And he did that. Comes back after his first treatment, and they demoted him. And they demoted him from director all the way to like payroll supervisor.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, and the reason why was, they didn't feel he'd be able to fulfill his duties, basically pushing him out. So of course he got demoted. He ended up quitting and then filing a lawsuit. That's what most people would do, right? Discrimination. So, or
Yeah.
wrongful termination. So, whatever it was that he did, my mom and dad filed a lawsuit. And, of course I was a lot younger, didn't really understand how all this went. Um, Fast forward, because he had everything as a director when he was demoted, and then of course quit. He had no insurance. He had no life insurance. He was no longer able to
God.
get life insurance.
Uh-huh.
He had Cobra. So basically most of everything that they went through was their savings. So they lost everything. And
Wow.
of course, everything, the attorneys and everything kept postponing his trial until, of course, he passed away.
Uh-huh.
And you cannot be a proxy for that. So it was devastating. My mom ended up with pretty much nothing. Now, then 5 years ago, my husband passed away, and we had life insurance, but it was the wrong life insurance. So
Oh
you can
my
actually die. You can actually die with the wrong life insurance. Nobody tells you that.
God. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, and not a good time to find out after they die. So
Yeah.
I was left here on earth with 5 kids and the wrong life insurance, and try to figure out what I wanted to do. As I was going through my figuring out life, I've always been in finance, and this really resonated with me because I realized I was not the only one that was unprepared, but not knowingly unprepared. I thought I was prepared. And that's the difference. People don't know what's out there, so they don't know what they qualify for. And if you don't know what you qualify for, how can you get it? Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh my God. Boy, so you've been through the ringer. No, I'm
A
sorry about,
little bit.
God, the loss of
That's all right.
your dad and your husband. No, really, it's terrible. I was going to ask you, like I know you've been seeing a lot of things going on with families and individuals. What's the biggest struggle that families are going through today?
I think today the biggest issue is debt. Inflation is ridiculous. I'm sure we will all agree with that one. And so what's happened, I think, is that everybody has they were assuming, I think, for a long time that it would get better. And so people would start going through their credit cards and their savings. And then now what they're doing is they're going through their retirement. And what I'm finding is people are woefully unprepared when it comes to that. And I mean, we're seeing it now, right? We're seeing a lot of seniors out there that are at Fry's and at Walmart, they're making extra income because they can't afford to live on what they have. And so I try to help change that.
Oh, great. No, I was going to ask you, I know you've seen a lot. So are people saving for retirement, would you say?
Not the way they should. And I think the reason behind it is, um, people just don't know what to do. If it's not offered at a job, if a 401k or any kind of a retirement is not offered, they don't really know what else is out there in order for them to do something. So they inevitably do nothing. And so I try to
Oh,
help show them the right way.
are people properly protected with life insurance?
Um, what I'm finding is a lot of people have group life and thinking that they're okay with that. The problem is that people don't stay with jobs anymore. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Right? So every time you start a new job, stop a new job, whatever, you're not insured. And you have to die the right way with group life. So there's a lot of things that people don't realize that are in that. And, it's typically free or very close to that. And there's reasons behind that. There's so many prerequisites of how you have to die for it to pay out. Of course it's going to be a little over free.
Oh, yeah. I was going to ask you what, I know we got a lot of viewers listening to this. What's the best way for them to reach you and read about? I know you got a great website. I was looking at it before we started. Um, how can they get in touch with you?
They can go on my website. They can book a Calendly with me right through my website. They can call me. They can text me. My number, 480-242-5158. I'd be happy to, just have a conversation, see if we resonate with each other. I'm ready to move on to the next level and see if I can help them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you got a thing called a 5 minute checkup, a financial checkup. Can you
Right.
tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a web-based app that we have. Does not ask for any identifying information, so you don't have to worry about data theft. Basically, it's a link that we have our clients fill out, and in less than 5 minutes, it shows me different ways that I could help them improve their finances based on what they answer. So it's not me telling you what you need, it's you telling me what you need based on the answers. And then we just go through and help. We build a financial plan. We do a financial needs analysis, determine exactly how much you need, the dollar amount that you need in order to retire. And then we look at different ways that we can get you there. All this is complimentary. I do all of this for you. We jump on a Zoom after the 5 minute checkup, and then just see if we can do anything from debt stacking to budgeting, all the way to retirement and everything in between.
Oh my God. Boy, that sounds great. I've heard of annuities. I'm just getting familiar with them. Can you tell us a little bit about annuities for the viewers and what are the benefits?
Yeah, so depending on, of course, you have to qualify for annuities. So there's certain things that you have to be over a certain age. There's certain amount of uh, net worth that you have to have in order for it to make sense. I don't want to put somebody in something that is um, possibly going to fee you. But an
Uh-huh.
annuity is a great tool in addition to additional tools that can help protect your money. One of the great tools that we have is a shield annuity. We have several different kinds of shield annuities where it protects you from the down market. There's locking features so that you can lock in if we end up with an amazing, like a 2020 year where everything was up, you couldn't go wrong. You can lock it in. And then
Oh,
that way, yeah, so there's a lot of protection. We also have where if you pass away or if you need to be in a facility or anything like that, there's no penalties. You get the amount that you put into the annuity as opposed to what a lot of them used to be. You get whatever is in the annuity or the what the balance is at that time, whatever is more. So we have a lot of great benefits to shield and protect your money. And I think a lot of people, as you know, that qualify, they're older, they're nearing to retirement, and they're getting nervous because there's so much volatility going on in the market. And I don't want people to be out of the market because then you're not doing anything. Um, but you can be in it and be protected at the same time. So there's some great features.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to ask you also, I know there's a lot of viewers of different ages watching this. What age would you suggest that people start putting money aside for their future?
As soon as they have a job.
Okay.
As soon as they have a job, because here is what the problem is. People are not paying themselves first and then living off of the rest. What people are doing is they're paying everything, and if there's money left over, then they'll put money away. And that is not working. We are seeing that in live action today. That that does not work. So I talked to, of course, I got 5 kids. So
Oh,
now they're getting to be the age of, like working. So I educate every single person that walks into my house. I show them how money works, why you should pay yourself first, what I can also run things for them and show them, based on an average interest rate. If you just do this for however many years, this is how much you could potentially have. And if they're not taught this, it does not resonate. They know that compound interest is out there, but they don't really understand it until you show them, wow, you mean if I just put $100 away, I could, or even $25 away, anything is better than nothing.
oh, okay. Can you again let our viewers know what's the best way to get in touch with you and even sit down with you?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, my phone number is 480-242-5158. And also you can go on Morinvests, MOREINVESTS.com. My Calendly's on there. You can book an appointment with me, and we can see what we can do for you.
Oh, okay. Just one final question I was going to ask. When you have a new client, how do you
Mhm.
build trust with these new clients and keep their financial plans relevant?
Well, one thing I always do is I look at the entire picture, and that's one of the reasons why I do this complimentary 5-minute financial checkup, because it gives me everything. It shows me where they're at, what they need to change, how we can make it better. A lot of times people can't afford what they need, right? They can't afford the right life insurance, or any life insurance. They can't afford to put money away. And so I really work with them, and we go through a cash flow analysis, and take a look at, where can we tighten up? What is it that you can live without so that you can live with money later on, right? Because
Yeah,
the problem we have is we either die too soon or we live too long. And no matter where we fall, we have to make sure we have money, right? We don't want to be old and
yeah,
broke.
that's true. Oh my God. No, so one final again, let our viewers know that phone number that they could reach you.
Yes, absolutely. 480-242-5158. They can text or call.
Okay. Well, Diana, thank you so much for being on here. Great
You're
to have
welcome.
you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.